Okay, so today's video is a special video for me. I was working on this project for quite a long time and it's finally done. Everything is almost set up now. I was working on setting up a dual CPU home lab setup, and I assembled, got most of these parts from different sources throughout the world, and I have finally set up my server. I'm running a hypervisor on it, Proxmox on it. Let me just show you how my current setup looks like. If I can, this is TrueNAS, sorry. So Proxmox is 8006, yeah. And let me log in. Okay, so I have currently two instances running on my Proxmox. One is for TrueNAS scale that I'm running, and the other one is Ubuntu. And I have hosted both of my sites as well on my local machine as well. So that's the biggest reason why I wanted to get this machine, and because I didn't want to pay for a server each month, because this is going to be a long project that I'm working on right now, and I do have some couple of projects coming up. So I didn't want to pay for cloud hosting on Amazon or Google Cloud, because it can get expensive and you get very limited amount of resources for your money. So I just went ahead full on and I bought this very powerful computer, and I have set up this beast. Currently it has 32 gigabytes of RAM, and that's ECC RAM, which is error code correcting RAM. It's a special RAM for server motherboards and processors. And currently it is running two CPUs, both Intel Xeon CPUs, and I think it's 2650 version 4. So V4 has a better power efficiency compared to V3 processors, and both have 12 cores, so total 24 cores and 48 threads, and that's massive. That's really huge, and I'm really proud of my setup. And one thing that I encountered was, because on my current ISP, obviously we need public IP, and that needs to be static to have our website hosted on our local machines. And even that is no longer a problem, even if your IP is not static. On dynamic IP as well, like if you're using Cloudflare to manage your name servers, you can there is some API that Cloudflare provides that you can have on, because I'm running Ubuntu server to host my both websites, and I'm using an Nginx for reverse proxying these websites. And Cloudflare does provide an API, for your machine, for Ubuntu, using which your machine itself can keep updating your IP address in case it changes. So in case your IP changes, even with dynamic IP, it's not a problem to host a website. But the problem with my ISP was it does not even use a dynamic IP for each customer. They do give you an IP address, but so do they give this IP address to a lot of other users as well. So your public IP, which is exposed on the internet, is shared among a lot of users. So it's CGNAT that they are using, and it's very hard to expose and do port forwarding on CGNAT. And Geo does everything, my ISP does everything to block you from doing port forwarding and getting you access to a public IP. And it's very expensive if you want to get a static IP from my current ISP. So I figured out a very good solution, and that was using Cloudflare daemon. And how that works is, all you have to do is you just have to go to Cloudflare, and it's absolutely free. You don't have to pay anything for it. What happened? Where is the login button? I swear it was right here every time. Okay. Let me try something else. Holy shit. I think they switched the login button. Why can't I log in, man? Cloudflare login. And I am trying to do a lot of other things on my current setup. I am trying to host an SMTP server as well. I have successfully set up SMTP for outgoing emails, but because incoming emails, for hosting your SMTP to receive incoming mails, you do need to do something that is called reverse DNS, which is like you have to have a PTR record, which is exactly opposite of DNS. So DNS basically translates your domain name to an actual IP address where your website is hosted, and reverse DNS is even more cool. It's like it converts your actual IP address to the domain name associated with it. So it's very important for you to be able to receive incoming emails. So I'm currently working on setting that up on CGNet, but I don't know. I don't think that would be possible, but maybe I can find some way. Never say never. So once you are in your Cloudflare, all you have to do is click on Zero Trust, and then you can click on Networks, and then you will see tunnels here. So currently I have two tunnels. One I have named as main, and other one is TrueNAS. So in this video, I think I'll be discussing about how you can set up TrueNAS and how you can expose NextCloud to be able to access files from outside of your local network, correct? Because TrueNAS and NextCloud will work on your local network, and I was using WD MyCloud EX2 Ultra before this, and that came with everything set up. It was a one-click solution. All you have to do was turn that on, put in hard disks, and it will just ask you for a simple setup, and you were just good to go from there. But on TrueNAS scale, it's very complicated. You have to do everything yourself. So what I did was, because it will work on your local network, right? You want to keep a backup of your photos and videos from your Android or iPhone to your TrueNAS. That will work on your local network, but it won't work on when you're out of your local network. And if you're outside of your home, you're connected to 4G or 5G or any other Wi-Fi, then you won't be, first of all, able to back up your photos, and secondly, you won't be able to access any photos or folder or any file that you have stored on your TrueNAS using NextCloud. So to overcome this, what you can do is you can just log into your TrueNAS. Just log into my TrueNAS. It works on, where is the port for TrueNAS? Okay, and once you log in, just go to apps. I have currently 3 apps deployed. One is Cloudflare D. It is actually Cloudflare Daemon. That's the most important app. All you have to do is spin this app. You can just go to Discover Apps and spin Cloudflare Daemon. It will ask you to input an access token, and you can get that access token while you're setting up your tunnel. So just click on Create a Tunnel, select Cloudflare D itself, and go to Next and name this something, okay? And go to your select your operating system, 64-bit architecture, and once you copy this, you will notice that if I just paste this somewhere. If you notice, there is something after this service install. It's this one, this part. So this part is your access token, okay? That's your access token. So this is a shared ChatGPT account. I don't know whose account this is. Okay, so that's the part you need, and you will provide that as an access token to your Cloudflare daemon. And once that is set up, it will start running, and your Cloudflare daemon will automatically be recognized here. It will show up here as connectors. So once that is done, click on Next, and I just used some subdomain that for the 2 domains that I have, and you can use HTTP, and then this is the port that you want to expose on this particular domain that you have. So once you do this, because NextCloud runs on 9001 port, 9001 port actually. Let me confirm. Yeah, that's the port. Okay, where it runs. And once you do this, you will have to go. There is another setting that you have to do. You will have to go to your system settings and click on shell. And you are already logged in as root, so you don't do anything like any sudo. So there is this that this was the path where the config file for NextCloud is located. So make sure you can find your config file path, and then you have to edit the config.php file. And once you open this, just go to this array, and this code is in PHP. So just add your domain name, whatever you're going to use to access your to expose your NextCloud over to network using Cloudflare tunnel. So just input that same name, because without this is not going to work. Okay, so do that. And then there is one very important setting as well, then, because if this will start working in your browser right away, if you just Control X and save this, and you will open your login, it will start working. Okay, but on NextCloud Android app, when I was doing the same thing, I was trying to log in using this URL, it was not logging me in. It was giving me like some HTTP error, HTTP connection method, something like that. So for that, to fix that, all you have to do is you have to add this line here, this line right here. It's very important. Okay, I will add this in my description. Just replace this with your own URL and just have this set up, and then it will work absolutely fine on your mobile as well, on your Android app as well. Okay, so that's it. After this, you are free to use your NextCloud from anywhere. You can access it from anywhere. It will work from anywhere. And this is what I was working on, because I was using WD My Cloud, and that's pretty straightforward. It's really simple. But this was not. This was kind of, you have to do few things. But I chose Cloudflare daemon for exposing my local network over to the internet on CGNet, because if you have static IP or even dynamic IP without CGNet, then it's very easy to do. But for CGNet, it's kind of hard. So, but this makes it, this whole Cloudflare daemon makes it very easy to fix, and it gets up and running within few seconds. That's the power of Cloudflare daemon, and it's absolutely free. So feel free to use it. And in my next video, if I get time, I'll let you know how I am hosting, because currently I'm hosting two different websites on my machine, and MongoDB is also running on the same machine. Before this, my website was being, the front end in React was being served on AWS cloud, and still the MongoDB was running on my local machine. So I connected both these AWS instance and my local machine using something called MeshNet that comes from NordVPN. So I was using MeshNet to make them talk to each other, because I had another instance which also required a MongoDB access to MongoDB database. So I couldn't have different MongoDB databases running on 3 different machines, because both these instances need to have single source of truth at all the time. So that's why I had one single source of truth of information for both these instances, and all these 3 machines were running NordVPN MeshNet, and they were connected to the same MongoDB instance. But now, because this machine itself is really very powerful, and I don't need to have different instance for MongoDB, different machine for MongoDB and different machine for hosting my website. Now everything is being done on this machine itself, and I'm really happy about it. I'm really happy about the setup. And before you doing this, I was using MongoDB Atlas to do this, and that's really expensive as well. So that was not the ideal solution. Okay, so if you have any questions, you can post them in the comments. I'll try to answer it. And if this was helpful for you, you can leave a thumbs up, and I'll see you in another one. Bye.